is it that there are no black managers, no black general managers, no black owners?
No, I don't believe it's prejudice. I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager or perhaps a general manager. Why are black men or black people not good swimmers? Because they don't have the buoyancy.
Oh, it may just be that they don't have access to all the country clubs and the pools.
The black is the better athlete, and he's bred to be the better athlete because this goes back all the way to the Civil War, when during the slave trading, the slave owner would breed his big black to his big woman, so that he could have a big black kid. Well, they've got everything. If they take over coaching like everybody wants them to, there's not going to be anything left for the white people.
He's doing quite well. Pretty impressive. Little boy's driving it well, and he's putting well. He's doing everything it takes to win. So you know what you guys do when he gets in here? Pat him on the back, say congratulations, enjoy it, and tell him not to serve fried chicken next year. Got it. All right. Or collard greens, or whatever the hell they serve.
Tip-off Friday night, the Organization of Chinese Americans will hold a press conference in front of the Compaq Center in Houston to condemn Shaq's pidgin English shout-out to Yao.
Wang Zhu, whatever your name is, you want some of Shaq food? Come get it. I'll be waiting for you.
Donovan McNabb is regressing. He's going backwards. And I'm sorry to say this, I don't think he's been that good from the get-go. I think what we've had here is a little social concern in the NFL. I think the media has been very desirous that a black quarterback do well. We're interested in black coaches and black quarterbacks doing well. I think there was a little hope invested in McNabb, and he got a lot of credit for the performance of this team that he really didn't deserve.
Girls from Rutgers, man, they got tattoos and some hardcore hoes. That's some nappy-headed hoes there, I'm going to tell you that now. Man, that's some... Ooh. And the girls from Tennessee, they all look cute, you know, so kind of like a, I don't know, Spike Lee thing. Yeah. The Jigaboos versus the Wannabes.
An anchor for the Golf Channel was suspended for 2 weeks on Wednesday after making some controversial comments about Tiger Woods. It happened when Kelly Tillman and Nick Faldo were talking about young players who would challenge Tiger Woods.
To take Tiger on, well, yeah, maybe they should just gang up for a while until...
Lynch him in the back alley.
Yeah.
Throughout Europe, soccer players of color are often subjected to racist acts and language as they play what is known as the beautiful game overseas.
Even fans in his own stadium shower him with racist slurs and bananas.
When I see a banana on the field, I think, I'm not a monkey, I'm a human.
Last fall, during a game against Inter Milan, Zorro had had enough. He picked up the ball and threatened to walk off the field. Two players from the opposing team rushed to Zorro's side, imploring him to stay on the field and the fans to stop.
I couldn't take it anymore. What I did was instinctive. They were in my head. My head was so full of what they were saying, I couldn't concentrate on the game. And I couldn't go on like that. And I had to pick up the ball.
When Zorro next played Inter Milan, some fans held up a banner that read, "Peanuts and bananas are the pay for your infamy." Eto'o, like Kameni from Cameroon, was playing on the road at Zaragoza, home to some of Spain's most openly racist fans. Angry and frustrated by the monkey chants that resounded every time he touched the ball, Eto'o repeatedly cried, "No mas." No more. French striker Thierry Henry is one of the most acclaimed players on the planet. But like Samuel Eto'o, being an elite player hasn't spared him from racist slurs.
I can tell you, so many times, monkey chants and people spitting at me when I was taking a throw-in or a corner kick.
Luis Aragonés, the coach of the Spanish national team, was preparing his team for a World Cup qualifier against France when he was overheard exhorting one of his players by insulting France's Thierry Henry.
Jimmy Johnson has won 5 of the last 6 races in Martinsville, by the way.
It's the first time we saw Jeff Gordon up there in the top 5, isn't it? Where's Juan Pablo Montoya? He's out having a taco.
Kia ora, good evening. Former All Black great Andy Hayden may lose his job as a Rugby World Cup ambassador after comments about darkies and racial quotas.
His claims about limits on the number of non-white players in the Crusaders have been slammed by the Prime Minister as offensive and wrong.
They've recruited 3. That's it. That's their ceiling.
What are you saying? 3 Polynesian
darkies,
players only?
no more.
In the Crusaders manual?
In the Crusaders manual, it's enshrined in their articles.
Kansas State Southern Miss game regarding Angel Rodriguez, a freshman who was born in San Juan, played high school in Miami, Florida, plays for Kansas State. So he gets fouled. He goes to the free throw line to shoot a free throw. As he's walking to the free throw line, the Southern Miss band has a racist chant for Mr. Rodriguez. Here's the video.
As you see Mills trying to come over and draw the charge, Rodriguez has already let the ball go, and he's a freshman, but he's about as cool as they come right now. No facial expression whatsoever.
The mayor of Leominster has fired the police officer accused of directing a racial epithet at Carl Crawford, an outfielder for the Red Sox, earlier this month. Now, the word Peralt used when talking to Crawford was Monday. This is a word that if you look on Urban Dictionary, it can be used as a racial epithet. It also can be used as a general insult.
Ex-Olympian who was just expelled this week for a tweet that was at best tasteless, but most people are calling it racist. Her name is Baula Papachristou, and what she had to say is this. This is the tweet that got her in trouble. With so many Africans in Greece, at least the West Nile mosquitoes will be eating food from their own home.
My question, which is just a straight, honest question, is he a brother or is he a cornball brother?
What does that mean?
Yeah, explain that. Well, he's not really, okay? He's black, he kind of does the thing, but he's not really down with the cause. He's not one of us. He's kind of black, he's in the, but he's not really like the guy you really want to hang out with because he's off to something else.
Why is that your question?
Well, because that's just how I want to find out about him. I don't know because I keep hearing these things. We all know he has a white fiance, and there was all this talk about he's a Republican. We did find out with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was like, I got black skin, but don't call me black. So people got a little wondered about Tiger Woods early on about him.
What do RG3's braids say to you?
Now that's different because to me, that's very urban and makes you feel like, I think he would have a clean cut if he was more straight laced or not. Like wearing braids is, you're a brother.
This is about Russian club Zenit St. Petersburg. They are the back-to-back champions of the Russian Premier League, and their ultra fan group, their largest group of fans, the Landskrona is their name, issued an open letter basically saying how they do not want black or gay players on their team. We're not racist, but we see the absence of black players at Zenit as an important tradition. It would allow Zenit to maintain the national identity of the club, which is the symbol of St. Petersburg. They said that black players are forced down Zenit's throat. They called gay players unworthy of our great city, which is St. Petersburg. The Zenit director of sports said players were selected without any limitation regarding origin, religion, or skin color. The fans said they want more homegrown or European players in the team. They were quoted as saying, "We only want players from other brotherly Slav nations, such as Ukraine and Belarus, as well as from the Baltic states and Scandinavia. We have the same mentality and historical and cultural background as these nations."
A 13-year-old girl went to an Australian rules football game, okay? And during the game, she basically yelled that Adam Goods, who is an indigenous player, was an ape. Yelled out that he's an ape. And as the player ran by, he heard the little girl, and he pointed her out and said, "This girl just made this comment," and the girl was kicked out. This actually happened. It's caught on video. Take a look at this. And here's the replay. He runs right by her. She clearly yells something. He turns around. He points at her. He tells security, "You've got to get this little girl out of here."
I will jump that fence and fight every nigger here, Joe.
Owner Donald Sterling was absent from his usual courtside seat as the Clippers faced the Golden State Warriors in a playoff game Sunday in Oakland, California. Team members staged a silent protest wearing their warm-up jerseys inside out to hide the team's logo. An audio tape released Friday on the website TMZ features a man, allegedly Sterling, making derogatory comments about African Americans, including former NBA star Magic Johnson.
Broadcasting.
I'm not broadcasting anything.
Taking pictures with minorities. Why?
People call you and tell you that I have black people on my Instagram, and it bothers you.
Yeah, it bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people. Do you have to?
You associate with black people.
I want you to love them privately. In your whole life, every day you could be with them. Every single day of your life.
But not in public?
But why publicize it on the Instagram and why bring it to my games?
Why bring the black people to the games?
You could sleep with them, you could bring them in, you could do whatever you want. The little I ask you is not to promote it on that and not to bring them to my games.
I saw someone I admire Magic Johnson.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's made a lot of changes for his community, for the world, for the people, for the minorities. He's helped a lot of people.
Why are you forcing this down my throat?
I took a picture with someone I admire.
Good. And I'm just saying that it's too bad you can't admire him privately and during your entire life, your whole life admire him. Bring him here, feed him, him. I don't care. You can do anything. But don't put him on Instagram so the world has to see, so they have to call me. And don't bring him into my games, okay?
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South LA?
Well, I think he has HIV. He doesn't actually have full-blown AIDS. But.
Well, what kind of a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV? And is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. But what does he do for the black people? Doesn't do anything. You call up and say, well,
he's opened a lot of businesses in inner city neighborhoods.
He does nothing. It's all talk.
So you're saying that African Americans don't contribute to African American communities as much as Jewish people do?
There's no African American. Never mind.